Hi folks, Mike here in eastern North Carolina at Gold City. It's a little rock shop and general store that sits right off of 441. Why am I here? Well, I thought for the first time I might bring you a little bit of roadside history from the point of view of someone who has actually lived it. You see, once upon a time, a very long time ago, here at Gold City was once the most terrifying chairlift in the history of southeastern chairlifts. Now, many of you are probably familiar with the chairlifts in Gatlinburg, the Skylift Park, the chairlift at Ober-Gatlinburg, and of course there's one at Anakeesta as well. But many, many years ago, up the side of this steep mountain in North Carolina at Gold City was probably the steepest chairlift I have ever seen, and it was terrifying. And what made it even scarier back in the day was that just across the street there's another drop-off. I'll try to give that to you as well, but it gave an illusion from the chairlift that you were actually even higher than you were. Keep in mind, back in these days, that this was cut down. You could see through this tree line to the bottom. So from the top of this very steep mountain coming down, especially, going up was not that bad, but coming down, not only did you have to deal with this very steep incline, but you had the illusion that you were even higher up because you could see clear down to the base of the mountainside through these trees. I had a nice talk with a gentleman that's running the store today, and he is actually the grandson of the second owner of the Gold City that was purchased about 40 years ago. The family has had it since then. Before then, it belonged to somebody else. Now, back in those days, you would catch the chairlift here at the base of the mountain in the building I've been showing you, and ride it all the way to the top, where there was a pretend Spanish village full of conquistadors and Native Americans, all in what was supposed to be traditional garb of the day. There were shops, souvenirs, probably ice cream if I recall correctly, but there was a lot of stuff that you could get right up on the side of this mountain on this very, very steep chairlift that used to exist. The gentleman that's working here told me that about 15 years ago they stopped operating it altogether. The insurance became just too much to keep it up. Now here you can kind of see over the top of the Gold City building where the chairlift took off from, the incline. And as we look directly across the street, so from that very steep incline looking straight down, you didn't see the road. What you saw is all the way to the bottom of the Smoky Mountains. It was, as I recall, to this day, the most terrifying thrill ride I've ever been on. You can actually come here and get buckets of dirt dug out of these very mountains to look for gems And this really works, folks. We've done this in Georgia that shares these same mountain ranges. You may have seen our Christened Mine video. If so, you see that Tammy and I actually went home with a lot of gems. Well, folks, there's just a little bit of roadside history for you from an old guy who actually lived some of it. Yes, the most terrifying thrill ride I ever found myself on was at around the age of 6, coming down the side of this mountain on a chairlift that has been long gone, and all that remains is the clear cut and some of the towers that supported it. I hope you've enjoyed this. Come here to Gold City on 441. From the outside, granted, it doesn't look like much, but they have a very elegant jewelry section in here. It looks like something from Jared's inside this store, with gems that were cut from this mountain and polished. That in itself is something to see. It's a general store also. They have some other merchandise. So stop by, give them a look. Tell them the old goat that wanted to film the side of the mountain sent you. Until next time, bye.